Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. For this video, I will be going over the 5-point problems for the Math Kangaroo 2017 test for levels 1 and 2. Let's get started with number 17. In the table, the correct additions were performed in the squares according to the pattern shown. What number should replace the question mark? So, we see here 5 plus 10, 15. 5 plus 7, 12. So that means blank plus 10 is going to equal 14. So this blank will be 4. So we can put a 4 here. Now 4 plus 7 will equal 11. So here in the question mark will be 11. So the answer for number 17 would be B. Also, you see how it's 15 minus 12 would equal 3. Using that, you can subtract 14 minus 3, and you'd get that the question mark is 11. That's the more quicker way, but proving it would, if you want to prove and make sure that you're actually correct, this way would be suggested. Now, on to 18. In the old McDonald's barn, there's 1 horse, 2 cows, and 3 pigs. How many more cows does old McDonald's barn need so that the number of all the animals is twice the number of cows? So, let's add up and see how many animals we have. 1 plus 2 plus 3 equals 6 animals. So right now there are 2 cows to 6 animals. Now, if we were to add 1, we'd get 3 cows for 7 animals. And when we multiply 3 times 2, we see that it's still not twice because 3 times 2 is 6. And it's 7 here. So next we would have 4 cows to 8 animals. And when we multiply 4 times 2, we get 8. So this would work. And as we can see, we added 2 more cows to Old MacDonald's barn. So the answer for number 18 is C. Number 19. Sefer has 2 paper cutouts. He colored one side of each cutout like this. Which shape can he make using both pieces? A, we can rule out because, as you can see, one of these figures has 1 black square. So that means 2 paper cutouts will only have 2 black squares. And here there are 3 black squares. So the answer for number 19 cannot be A. Now on to B. We see this is matching, but when we make this figure, we see that a corner piece is black rather than one of these middle ones. So it can't be B for that reason. C works perfectly. No corner square is black and the right squares are black, and we can form the figure. We have the right amount of black. Now D. D is wrong for the same reason as B. A corner square is black, so it can't be D. E, we can form here, but this can't even form the shape, regardless of the color. It can't form the shape here, so it can't be E, so the answer for number 19 is C. Number 20. A certain kangaroo makes 10 jumps in 1 minute and rests 3 minutes after. Then he again makes 10 jumps in 1 minute and rests 3 minutes, and so on. What is the least amount of minutes that he needs to make 30 jumps? First minute, he has 10 jumps in. Now, fourth minute, still 10 because of the 3-minute rest. Now, on to the 5th minute, 20 jumps. And after the 3-minute rest, it would be 8 minutes, and he would still only have 20 jumps. Now, another 1 minute, 9 jumps, and 9 minutes, and he will finally have 30 jumps. So, it would take him E 9 minutes to make 30 jumps. And it asks least. If it asks most, then it would be 12 because we would add 9 plus 3 and we'd get 12. So the 3-minute break would just be done and he would only still have 30 jumps. But it's asking least, so it would be E. On to 21. Which stamp was used to get the picture shown to the right? Let's start with A. A is incorrect because here it matches the picture and we want the windows to go here and the castle to go here because when stamping on the stamp it has to be reversed from what will be stamped. So it can't be A. Though the window here is correct. B. B is wrong because the window here is incorrect. We want this here and we want this here. So can't be B. C. C is incorrect because of this. We want this tower here and the windows here. On to D. D is incorrect because we want the windows here and we want the door here. And E is correct. It has all the attributes we want. The tower here and the windows here. And we have the door the correct way here and then the windows here. So that is why E is the answer for number 21. On to number 22. Each of the 4 keys fits only one of the 4 locks. And the numbers on the keys refer to the letters on the locks. Which letters are written on the lock with the question mark? Here's the lock with the question mark. So ADA is a palindrome. So ADA can either be here, 141, or 717. So DGA is not a palindrome, so it will either be this one or this one. Now DAG, I'm going to put a dot indicating the color. Now DAG can either be this one or this one since it's also not a palindrome. That means that this one is going to be a palindrome because it's the only one left because these two are both, one of them are going to get it, one or the other, so it's left with a palindrome. So using that, we can rule out A, not palindrome, B is not a palindrome, C is not a palindrome, so D and E are the only ones left. Now notice DGA and DAG both start with a D. That means D is going to be equal to 4 because that's the first number for each of these 2 keys. So D equals 4, and no palindrome starts with 4, so it can't be E. So it would be D as our answer. And after you were to solve for each key, if you wanted to figure out which, you would actually find out this key matches here, this key matches here, this key matches here, and this key matches here. I don't know if that was intentional or they just did that, but it's a pretty cool thing, if you ask me. Number 23. Anne put 6 toys in one shelf with 6 cubbies like this. When you look at the shelf, you see that the bear is between the dog and the chicken. The dog is right above the train. The doll is to the left of the wagon and to the right of the train. Which toy is in the gray cubby? Let's start with the fact that the doll is to the left of the wagon and to the right of the train. So we know that these are all going to be on the lower level because if the dog is right above the train, that means the dog's at the top and the train's at the bottom. So top, bottom, and these with the wording of left of and right of, we know it's on the same level. So using that wording, we know the doll is in the middle. I'm going to label the doll as DL, and then train. So it's to the right of the train. So train will go here, and wagon will go here. Next, we can use the second statement that the dog is right above the train. So right above the train would be here. So dog would go here. Now, the bear would be between them. So the bear would be here and the chicken would be here. And as we can see, the chicken is in the gray square. So the answer for number 23 would be B. On to number 24, which in my opinion is a very tricky problem. In a stack of 3 cards with holes, the top of each card is white and the bottom is gray. Basil threaded these cards on a rope. See picture on the right. Which of the following can he obtain without untying the rope? So, this is all going to be if at the start it goes over and under. So, over means that it is gray, and under means it is white. And after you look at them, you will understand that every single one of these pictures is over, over, under. So the over, over, under pattern we can see is going to be gray, gray, and then white. So the picture that resembles gray, gray, white is E. So you must be thinking that we solved this in under 2 minutes. Why did I consider this tricky? Well, to be able to spot this over under pattern by itself is actually very tricky. So if you were able to spot this out when you're solving it by yourself, then very good job, and you are going to perform well in the test, in my opinion. And to even notice that they're all the same, that's also very tricky, because most students would just go and try and be like, okay, this is over, over, under, so it's supposed to be gray, gray, white. That's incorrect. And then they'd do this and not notice here that, oh, they're both. That must be the pattern. And then they would finally take the time to go through A, B, C, D, and then E. But we solved it in a quicker way, which can come in handy. And we finally finished the 2017 Math Kangaroo test for levels 1 and 2. In this video, we did the 5-point problems. So please remember to like, subscribe, hit the notification button. And the test is coming up really quickly. My test is in less than a month. For others, it may be more than a month. But it's always good to be prepared. So, yeah. Bye.